Jose Aldo that will...
What makes a fighter not just great, but legendary? On Legends of the Octagon, we're about to explore one of the most captivating stories in combat sports history. Conor McGregor, a name that echoes far beyond the cage, has transformed himself from a young fighter in Dublin to one of the most influential athletes the world has ever seen. His career is marked by incredible highs, devastating lows, and an impact on mixed martial arts that will be felt for generations. In this video, we'll take you through McGregor's journey, his meteoric rise, his historic fights, the controversies that tested his legacy, and his determined push for a comeback. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just curious about how one man changed the face of the UFC, you're in the right place. Stick around as we uncover the defining moments that shaped the Notorious. By the end of this, you'll understand why McGregor's story is more than just wins and losses. It's about legacy, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Conor McGregor's path to global fame began in the working-class neighborhoods of Crumlin, Dublin. Born on July 14, 1988, McGregor grew up in a modest household where hard work wasn't an option but a necessity. His first introduction to combat sports came at the age of 12, when he took up boxing to defend himself from local bullies. Over time, his passion for fighting grew, but the road wasn't easy. Before stepping into the MMA world, McGregor worked as a plumber's apprentice, often juggling long hours on job sites with rigorous training sessions. His breakthrough came in 2008, when he made his professional MMA debut. 2 years later, he joined Cage Warriors, where his blend of striking precision and unpredictable movement led him to win both the featherweight and lightweight titles by 2012. McGregor's dominance caught the attention of UFC scouts. His success in Europe, combined with his charisma, made him a natural fit for the UFC's global ambitions. His rise wasn't just about talent, it was about relentless belief in himself, a theme that would define his career. Conor McGregor's UFC debut on April 6, 2013, marked the arrival of a new force in mixed martial arts. Facing Marcus Brimage at UFC on Fuel TV 9, McGregor wasted no time making a statement. He finished the fight in just 67 seconds with a first-round TKO, immediately capturing the attention of fans and UFC President Dana White. But it wasn't just his fighting skills that stood out. McGregor's post-fight confidence, his sharp wit, and his ability to engage with the media set him apart in a sport crowded with talent. Over the next 2 years, McGregor's career skyrocketed. Victories over Max Holloway, Diego Brandao, and Dustin Poirier showcased not only his powerful left hand, but also his ability to adapt to different opponents. His fight IQ, precise striking, and psychological warfare became hallmarks of his style. By 2015, McGregor was more than a contender. He was a phenomenon. Fans around the world tuned in not just to see if he would win, but how he would do it. His rise was fast, calculated, and impossible to ignore. On December 12, 2015, at UFC 194, Conor McGregor delivered one of the most iconic moments in MMA history. Facing Jose Aldo, the reigning featherweight champion who had held the title for nearly a decade, McGregor's confidence was unwavering. The build-up to the fight was intense, with months of psychological warfare and bold predictions. McGregor promised he would finish Aldo in the first round, and he did, in just 13 seconds. As Aldo charged forward, McGregor landed a perfectly timed left hook that sent the champion crashing to the canvas. The fight was over before it had even begun. With that punch, McGregor became the undisputed UFC featherweight champion and cemented his place in MMA history. It wasn't just the speed of the knockout that stunned the world. It was the accuracy, composure, and fulfillment of his prophecy. McGregor's victory was more than a title win. It symbolized a shift in the UFC, where fighters who could blend talent with charisma became global superstars. His performance that night remains one of the greatest moments in combat sports. By the time Conor McGregor walked into Madison Square Garden for UFC 205 on November 12, 2016, he was already a superstar. But what he accomplished that night elevated him to legend status. Facing Eddie Alvarez for the UFC Lightweight Championship, McGregor was aiming to become the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in two weight divisions simultaneously. From the opening bell, McGregor controlled the fight with precision and poise. He knocked Alvarez down multiple times before finishing him with a blistering combination in the second round. In classic McGregor fashion, he called for his second belt and delivered his now famous post-fight speech, demanding, "I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody." McGregor's victory wasn't just historic, it was dominant. He had made good on his promise to achieve double champion status, becoming the UFC's biggest draw and a symbol of what was possible with self-belief and hard work. His win at UFC 205 is still seen as a defining moment in modern MMA. In 2017, Conor McGregor made the unprecedented leap from MMA to professional boxing, taking on the undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. in what was billed as the money fight. Despite having no professional boxing experience, McGregor's charisma and marketing genius turned the bout into a global spectacle. Held on August 26, 2017, in Las Vegas, the fight was one of the highest-grossing combat sports events in history. McGregor started strong, surprising many by winning early rounds on the scorecards with his unconventional style and aggression. However, as the fight wore on, Mayweather's experience and technique took over. McGregor was stopped by TKO in the 10th round, but his performance earned respect. Financially, it was a massive success, reportedly earning McGregor over $100 million. The fight expanded McGregor's fame beyond the MMA world, establishing him as a global sports icon. However, his absence from the UFC and newfound wealth brought challenges, including legal troubles and questions about his motivation to fight. Still, his willingness to take risks and his ability to sell a fight on a massive scale became part of his enduring legacy. After time away from competition and recovering from a leg injury sustained in his trilogy fight with Dustin Poirier in 2021, Conor McGregor is preparing for a highly anticipated return to the UFC. As of 2024, he remains one of the most talked about figures in the sport, with fans and critics alike eager to see if the Notorious can recapture his former glory. McGregor has been documenting his return to training, showing renewed focus and determination. While his recent record includes setbacks, there is no denying his drawing power and influence. His comeback is not just about winning fights, it's about legacy. McGregor has said he wants to compete at the highest level again, possibly in the lightweight or welterweight divisions. Whether he reclaims a title or not, his return will be one of the biggest events in MMA this year. For McGregor, the road ahead is as much about redemption as it is about competition. His story continues to captivate because it's rooted in resilience, and the next chapter is about proving he still belongs among the sport's elite. Conor McGregor's journey from a young fighter in Dublin to a global superstar is one of the most remarkable stories in combat sports. His rise, achievements, and controversies have made him a figure impossible to ignore. Whether you admire his skill, his swagger, or his resilience, McGregor's legacy is already secure, and his story isn't over yet. As he prepares for his next fight, the world will be watching, wondering what's next for the Notorious. Thank you for joining us on Legends of the Octagon. If you enjoyed this deep dive into McGregor's career, make sure to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more stories about the greatest fighters in MMA history. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you next time on Legends of the Octagon, where history is made and legends live on.